Oh, I don't know. She talked to him. He like he
EA
was
Sport, it's in
finishing
the
up
game.
another job. He was a part of when he left. That's all. That's how the time go on. Like she told him. Scrap. He said, "Oh, I know exactly where they're at. I got to ride past there on my way home."
He said, what now?
As a matter of fact, I mean, you could just hear
He said
that
he's
ball
gonna come past there
sizzling
on
in
his
the
way
air.
home. He knows exactly where it's at. He said that was like 4 o'clock.
Outside, Central 911, to the reality, we still outside. Mine on the riches, hard in the trenches. You can't throw
So
dirt
she
on the
took the shit
underground
back
when you
down and she
driving it.
started.
Ghana boy stocks on
Like,
the
was
rise,
gonna
Charlie.
leave
This
everything
flex
alone
not
so we
get
get
ready.
here.
See, we went on the ride nobody
She
with.
like,
We the ones who started with it.
but it's still her fault. She shouldn't have touched that shit. So I was knowing that he wasn't coming. I was trying to cover everything back up. It's just like a fucking hole in the door. So she texted me like, "Oh, you still coming?" He didn't reply. I said, "They ain't like him. He usually be on his shit. Q don't usually be doing fucking up.
Oh
He
no.
always came there. What he supposed to do?"
Oh no.
Taking no loss, we be the hottest on the scene. Gemstones from the dust, dog to leash. Where's the love in the streets? Put my heart on the beat. See that blood on my sheets. Yeah, when me ready, me hit it heavy. I zoom out the pride of my people already. Them I see Ellie. Me, I'm just sharing my journey. I'm thankful that people they hear me. Tribe of Joseph, I'm ahead of the bunch. P5, I was starving for months. A running cut team, but on my pockets, me need my DNA. Baby for lunch, but call me a star before BBC. Don't take a lot to get rid of me. Me and them don't get the same. Me and them don't get the same. They don't know who the name is. They say I move like I'm nameless. Cause I only come for the money bags and I don't really wanna be famous.
First Homicide Squad. ATL edition, they be fucking. Police is common. All detectives really got it though. It's common sense. I be guessing everything they do right before they do it. It's really not hard to solve a murder, bro. It's common sense. You get one little clue, it leads to the next one. It's like no brainer shit. All the problem is just find a way to make it stick. You know what I'm saying? You can know who did it and know he did it, but you got to find a way to
tie him to it.
Put him on the crime. Yeah, you put him on the crime scene. Like, I be watching though. That shit is crazy with the cell phone towers. That shit puts you in the hurry and shit. That shit is crazy. They really get caught on type of beats. This nigga had a phone that he fucking threw away or some shit. They found the phone in his complex in the trash can.
It had a DNA on it.
They have his DNA on it, but when they
it was his actual like phone in his name.
Nah, it wasn't his name. I don't know what was his name or not. I mean, it was big like an Elliot phone.
So how they tied to him?
It was in his. No, I tell you, it was in his trash can.
His personal trash can?
Yeah, like they apartment complex got like these little trash cans. Like everybody got their own little trash can.
What the fuck?
So they tracked that junk and say that that phone was in the facility of the murder. So they still tricked him though. They just got him to admit that the phone was his. Like you ever owned a track phone, like asking him like at any time or something, he like, yeah, I think I did previous or something. He asked him the number and shit like that. Like, once they got him to admit that the phone was his, it's like that title, okay, man.
Why do they do this though?
No, they telling themselves like
90% of the time, I know.
I think their minds like they don't know how to. They crack under pressure. Like they say some shit, and they try to retract it real fast too. Sometimes too, I see that. Like they say the wrong shit.
Yeah, like I seen when we was, you know, I don't be watching that shit unless it's like somebody else got it on. So Nuke had that shit on, but we was down there in the room, and the motherfucker was what the fuck was this nigga doing? He they asked him, oh, she played like the role, like, just get it out, you know what I'm saying? You'll feel better when you say what it is, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, how the fuck can I feel better when you're trying to fucking put me to jail for, like, what in the fuck do they be going on in their head? Do they be thinking like, shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is a good idea, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. I mean, I believe in real life you have a conscience. When you do some ill shit, it's like, damn. And trying to hide it, it's like, but when somebody just keep putting in your head, like, man, this guy, same type of shit. Was like, bro, like, he basically like, I know you're a good person, man. You ain't cold-hearted, man.
yeah.
Thing to do, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
Shit
what the fuck they be doing.
Man, you're not a cold-hearted person, man. It's not you. We know things just went wrong and things got out of control and it went too far. And he admitted to it. And I watched it, he got life. This nigga got life. Man, fuck no.
Dog, I couldn't even live with myself after that. You know what I'm saying? I would be so fucking blown that I put myself there. Not just doing it, but telling on yourself.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain again when the QB chain birthed most of chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies. Family size, leather bombers and Nike Sacai's. Dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrives. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know a way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused boy, little boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top three, I'm not number one, how could you post that?
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to South Florida and Hard Rock Stadium here in Miami. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Washington Commanders and the Miami Dolphins. Here's Jason Sanders now to get this one started, and we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. They fake the give. Now Wentz. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. So much for coming out throwing as it leads to an early second down and long. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. So, CD, his very first pass of the afternoon intercepted.
And I know that's a major surprise for any quarterback because, look, let's face it, no one thinks about throwing interceptions. But think about all the warm-up that we saw, right? Every pass he threw wasn't a single interception because, oh, that's right.
Yeah, the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. Well, the very first thing they told us, Charles, was we need to apply pressure early. And I would call that early pressure a nice sack to start the game.
And on the other sideline, I just have this image in my mind of the head coach on the headset with the offensive coordinator asking him if that's exactly what he saw in his mind when he called that play. And if so, is it going to be like this all day? That's a tough one right there.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and angled for him and shot for him. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And they've got to be breathing a little bit of a sigh of relief. The first time you throw the football winds up being picked, but fortunately for them, it does not lead to points.
Well, that tells you about team football, doesn't it? Everybody gets together. What's that term they use? Complementary football. Okay, he threw the pick. The defense got together and said, hey, let's shut them down. Let's not turn it into points. They did exactly that. Now he gets a fresh start, a clean slate.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wentz. That's out to the flat for Gibson. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Wentz now to throw. And he finds McLaurin. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
The first carry for the Memphis man, Antonio Gibson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 15 yards the pickup, 1st down Washington.
That's a very nice game there, a confidence-building run. Love the execution up front, and the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On 1st down, right back to Gibson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We're scoreless after 1. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now Wentz. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. Wentz and the Commanders staring down a 3rd and long now after that sack. He'll look to throw. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. A handoff running left is Gibson. And not much running room. Down to the 32. Jerome Baker there on the tackle.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster, but it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Gibson. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
So 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive, and now they face a 3rd and 3 here. They'll run with Gibson. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
But they're getting ready to go to work now in prime real estate after that last run. Found his spot and picked up nice yardage, didn't he?
And now he's got him knocking on the door of the red zone. Now they'll throw it. Wentz. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
And he is not going to go anywhere. They're going to get to him behind the line, and that is going to get us to the 2-minute warning. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. To throw, it's Wentz. He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. They'll wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version.
And he will take it in. Touchdown, Commanders. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Commanders go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and it's now a 7-0 game. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Here comes Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He's going to launch this thing way downfield.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by Stephen Parker.
And the Commanders will take over here at their own 14-yard line.
So after the INT, here's Wentz. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Wentz to the right side and complete to Thomas. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts
as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Able to connect with Dotson.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
And that's a much-needed completion right there on 3rd down. Really a sigh of relief, isn't it? They're backed up deep. You know they don't want to give the ball back to the other guys with great field position. They needed that throw, that completion, that first down.
And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. A final shot before half for Wentz.
That's going to be caught downfield by McLaurin.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Both teams likely making their final adjustments before the 2nd half. So, time for us to go back downstate to Miami and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Waddle will return this from the end zone.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30, the 40.
Jalen Waddle.
And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Miami.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
Throwing on first is Wentz. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 38.
And he'll complete this to Gibson.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now Wentz again. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. after the incompletion. Here now, 3rd and 2.
Robinson will try to pick it up.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
4th and 2, they got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Emmanuel Ogbah finding his way to the ball for a big stop there behind the line of scrimmage.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 12, Wentz. Over the middle, he gets it to Gibson. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
They'll run for it with Robinson. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Now by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this 3rd quarter.
Yes, he did. That was a good one, y'all.
They run the toss now with Gibson.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
I said, what? That was a good 1-yard run.
A rare misstep on that last play.
Nigga, that was what? Nigga, shit. He got across the line, bro.
2nd down and a run by Robinson. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders.
Hey, look, he fought for that yard, man. Well, I don't know what to say.
14 yards out. And the Commanders have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I see you try to challenge that shit, too. I was like, oh, shit.
The extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that makes the score 14-7.
Yeah, nah, for real. I ain't think he got that shit for real, though. I ain't even gonna fake.
They run up and send this one away.
This taken in at the goal line. And he'll take it.
I thought you was about to run another one back.
26-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play.
You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. Finding room at midfield. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
Back to the ground on 1st down, Edmonds. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense can go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And the Dolphins are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7. But first things first, they need to score as they come up on 1st and goal. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defense coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
On 2nd and goal, Tua forced out to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Dolphin got going a little early. A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Tagovailoa working out of the gun toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
That should have been a pick 6. Think so?
4th down, 4th quarter. Here's Tua.
Oh, good play.
He's got it.
Good play.
Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill on the touchdown pass from Tua. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the 4th quarter. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And Gibson decides against bringing it out. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. To throw is Wentz. He's got Thomas yet again complete. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And they'll get it.
That's a grown man out there, man.
At the 44. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. Wentz now on first down. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back to throw, Wentz. Looking for Dotson, and he's got him. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Nice, well-coached, a team that understands what's going on. They still have time to work the middle of the field as they just did there.
Yeah, no, that was crazy. I thought that was a pick.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward. Because
I know, this is my squad, too.
The line of scrimmage, you got to get in all the gaps.
In real life.
Tight on everyone and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go a long way.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. Now the timeout will be called, so they're in field goal range with 3 seconds left. Oh, that heart has to be pounding inside the chest of Joey Sly. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. And now this game's going to come down to the right leg of their kicker. With 3 seconds to go, this for the win. Oh, this ball hangs out to the right.
Man, that shit is so gay,
Teaching
bro.
moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So the first chance of this overtime will go to Washington as we are back underway. And we will not see a return to start overtime. It'll come out to the 25-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland.
I pressed the wrong fucking button, dog.
Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf, and today that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defend.
Got so many memories that I